We're back in Nashville, Tennessee for the 2025 NWTF Convention and Sports Show. And once again, we're making the rounds with a handful of questions for some of our friends and favorite turkey hunters in the industry. So let's get down to business and see what these guys and gals had to say.
How old were you when you killed your first turkey?
When I killed my first turkey, I was 8 years old.
I think I was probably 18 or 19 when I killed my first turkey.
12 years old. With Keith Polk. You know who Keith Polk is? Yeah.
I believe I was 8.
15.
Ooh, I was old. I was probably like 23 or so.
I killed my first turkey. I was 11 years old.
I was about 10 years old and I bushwhacked him. I didn't even call him up. I had to bushwhack him. But I got a turkey and then I got hooked after that.
I was 25, not that long ago.
I think I was 12.
You probably ain't gonna believe this, but I was probably close to 20, 19 or 20 years old. Nobody turkey hunted in my family, so kind of had to get self-taught the hard way.
I probably wasn't supposed to be shooting them when I was shooting them.
Scratch that. I was 22 years old.
I was 10 years old, and it was actually in January. It was where they had a fall season, and my dad, Mr. Fox, and I went around a bend in the road and crawled up and looked, and there was a field with about 6 or 7 jakes out in it. We backed up, and he called them up, and I killed one, and I think it was January 10th or something like that.
11. Let me think real quick. 2011, I think I was 19.
I was 17 back in 1995.
I was 9 years old when I killed my first turkey.
I was older. I was probably 17.
Yeah, I think I was about 13 years old, yeah.
Red dot or bear bead?
I don't know. I'm superstitious, but not superstitious. Depends on if I miss one. If I miss one with a red dot, I go back to the bead. If I miss one with a bead, I go back to a red dot.
Red dot.
Red dot.
I used a bear bead for a while, but then I kept missing them, so I switched over to a red dot.
Oh, bear bead.
Bear bead.
Bear bead. There wasn't no such thing as red dot, buddy, when I started. That's 67 years ago.
I'm actually using a red dot now.
Bead.
Man, I just started shooting a turkey scope for the first time last year, and I do like it.
You know, what I use for my grandsons and all is a scope, like a 1-power scope. And I don't want anything with a battery in it because the battery might die. And I know red dots are great. Everybody uses them. I get it. But I'd rather have a scope, something I don't have to worry about changing the battery. And I used to be open bead, but when you get my age, your eyes ain't good enough. So I like a 1-power scope with a crosshair.
I'm a bead guy. No, I don't like any kind of sighting device if I can make that gun shoot right with just beads.
Well, as you know, you aim at a turkey, you point at a bird, a duck. So obviously I use rifle sights or a scope.
So
because I am correct.
He thinks he knows what he's talking about, but he doesn't, okay?
Both. The older I get, the red dot is getting better.
Bear bead. I like my red dot.
Both, but right now more bear bead than red dot.
Scope. Ha ha ha! Got you, didn't I? For the youth, and I have a bad habit, and I didn't do that. If I had to choose for someone starting out turkey hunting, and my choices were either a red dot, or either a bear bead, I think the red dot will help them out because it helps you focus in on exactly, especially with the shells, like the apex shells that I shoot, with the shells that we shoot now today in such a tight pattern.
Red dot all day.
Right now I'm doing a red dot, and I'm really liking it, a little Leopold red dot.
Run and gun or wait them out?
Run and gun, no doubt.
I deer hunt enough out of stands where I'm waiting them out, so I kind of like to run and gun on the turkey side.
Oh, run and gun.
Oh, definitely run and gun.
Ooh, I prefer to run and gun.
Well, it used to be run and gun, but I walk and gun now because I can't run like I used to.
I'm a run and gun guy.
Run and gun, I'm not patient. This spring I'll probably try and wait them out though.
You know, I was your typical run and gun guy. when I was young, 19, 20, 25, I loved to cover ground. And I'm still like Harold Knight. He said, instead of running gun, I'm kind of a walking gun guy now. I really take my time. And I got me one of them little turkey chairs, so I'm way better at sitting. And I think it made me a better turkey hunter.
It depends on the turkey and its temperature.
Wait them out.
Both.
Depends on the day. Run and gun.
Run and gun.
I take my chair out and I wait them out.
Depending on the bird. If it's a bird I've been messing with, the longest I've sit on one bird is a sit down 30 minutes before daylight, and I killed him at 4:30 that afternoon and never moved from one spot. Thank goodness I could roll over and go to the bathroom, and I hit a jar. We didn't have bottled water back then. I hit a quart jar of water and 3 bologna sandwiches.
Run and gun only. That's the only way.
Probably run and gun.
Favorite way to cook wild turkey?
I like to cut it up, get some ranch dressing and pickle juice, marinate it, and then soak it and get you an egg, dab it up in an egg and batter it and fry it. It got to be fried.
You gotta go fried nuggets, man. I mean, you're gonna get that answer 100 times, which you have to.
Well, you're gonna fry it for sure. I like the Chick-fil-A style actually, doing the pickle juice and stuff.
Fried.
My favorite way is to pluck them skin on and roast them.
I like to cut them up and make like nuggets, fried turkey nuggets.
Fried turkey breast strips.
Favorite way to cook wild turkey is pickle juice marinated and fried in Kentucky Colonel batter.
Fried turkey breast, then make a gravy, put the turkey breast back into it and smother it with onions and mushrooms, put the lid back on and forget about it for about a half hour.
Man, I've got a really good brine recipe. Whenever I brine it, I like to grill it or fry it, either one.
Who's the best turkey caller you know?
I'm going to say Eddie Salter.
I mean, I could say Dave Owens, but Bob Walker.
Man, that's tough. I would probably say right now that I personally know is probably Dave Owens.
Jimmy.
Me.
It's hard for me to say who the best. I'd say Mark Prudhomme from Georgetown, South Carolina is one of the better ones I've ever been around.
The best that I personally have ever been in the woods with that was a competition caller would be Shane Hendershot.
Honestly, it'd be hard to beat Mark Drury.
The best turkey caller I know is Anthony Brown.
I'll make him feel good, and I'll say my dad, Bobby Gall.
Do you pick up your bird by the neck or leg?
There's been a few I just go up there and bear hug them and tackle them, but most time I pick them up by the head.
These are great questions. I usually by his neck first and then get him by his feet and carry him out by his feet.
I pick him up most of the time after he's dead by the feet, because if you don't wait till he's dead, he's going to spur you most of the time.
Pick him up by the leg. It's bad luck to pick one up by his neck most of the time.
You gotta pick him up by the neck.
Do you pick up your bird by the neck or leg?
Oh man. Yeah. Pick him up by the feet.
After I get through having my foot on his head and he is completely through flopping, I go with the legs.
I pick it up by the leg when it gets done flopping, or otherwise you get spurred. That's a rookie mistake.
By the leg, never by the neck.
By the leg, of course.
Will there be turkeys gobbling in heaven?
You know, that's up to God, but I would think so.
If they're not gobbling in heaven, I shall not go.
Will there be turkeys gobbling in heaven? I would hope so. I don't know. We're going to be so happy when we get to heaven, we don't care if we hear a turkey or not.
Will there be turkeys gobbling in heaven?
Absolutely. You know, God understands turkey hunting, because if you read Hosea 11:2, he says, the more I called to them, the further they went away. Look it up.